Hello. Hello, friends. Oh, I've got fuzzy hair today. I'm streaming from the RV. We're parked in our backyard. But there's I'm going to give it a 60% chance that we leave today. Oh, thanks. Cool. You could have just said the banner, Lizzie, the banner. I'm deciding what to work on today. I have so many things. I think this one is the most work-onable. I have a really cool Frank Lloyd Wright window. My mom gave me this years ago. And I think I'll pull that out because I finished my coin purse last time. So that's what I'll be working on. We've got 3 viewers. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Forgive my frizzy hair. We got up this morning. We went to the dump and got rid of a bunch of stuff. I was saying to Spencer, there is like a different timeline, and it may just be my future timeline. Who's to say? But there is a version of Lizzie Bean that gets really, really into waste management. And I'm not kidding. There's something about it that like we had a bunch of random stuff, and so they send us to like the general dump pile, and you go just haul all your stuff onto the pile. And I was getting so annoyed because there was like green waste, which has its own pile that people should have said, and then there's metal stuff and there's plastic stuff, and I'm like, this could be so much more efficient and we could reuse this stuff. Like metal is not a renewable resource. So anyway, I was getting worked up. But we got up early this morning. We went to the dump. We went to McDonald's for breakfast. So that's what I'm working on for my sip part of this event, the sip and stitch. I've got the McCafe. Hi, Chris from Yorkshire. We are so close to being able to see you for real. I'm so excited. We're finally out of the woods on like the hardest stuff over the past, well, since the beginning of the year, since we made this decision in like probably February. That's like when it settled, right? Since like February, we were like, you know what if we did move to the UK? This has been a dream. And as y'all know, I've been talking about it and working on it here and there. And oh, I need to pull up my phone so I can see Instagram comments, huh? Anyhow, it's been a long process, really long, and it just takes time. And the last 6 weeks especially have been, I've filled holes in the wall and repainted all the baseboards and refinished the kitchen butcher block countertop and repainted the kitchen cabinets and it, pulled so many weeds and done so much. And we've also been getting the RV a little more ready to be home for a while. And we're finally at the last push. We just have to put in kitchen stuff. And hi, Gemma. It would be amazing to see you too. I just saw your Instagram comment. So yeah, we've just got to fill our pantry. We have cleaners at the house right now helping us do our last, move out. We've sold all our furniture and we'll be on the road either this afternoon, evening, or tomorrow morning. So then we're going to head east. We'll head across the U.S. Bit by bit and keep folks updated. Oh, I'm farther on this than I thought. How cute. We'll keep you all updated, of course, as we make our way. Hopefully we'll be able to see some stitch peoples as we go. And then we're hoping to be abroad by end of November. That'll be cool. It'd be very cool. We don't know exactly where we'll be landing. We don't know. I don't know. We haven't gotten that far yet. We need to finish. We had to finish getting the house ready and then finish selling all our stuff and then finish moving into the RV. And now we need to finish selling the house and then we can worry more about, as we finalize our visa stuff. We've got some of our paperwork in order, some of our dog stuff in order. We're up to date on vaccines. We've been trying to get ahead of some of those things. But then, you know, once we're out of here, we'll be able to worry a lot more about where exactly we're going to wind up on this grand adventure of ours. Where do you think I am on this? Oh, look, I've been marking off my pattern. How very responsible of me. What a cross stitcher I am. Okay, Spencer's heading out to take some stuff to his sister. Tell her hi. Okay, well, we'll just keep on keeping on. This is very fun. So what else is new? I want to buy your home. It's gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Gemma. You saw the posting. It's been such a great house. We love living here. I'm gonna miss this house. I mean, there's not a surface we haven't done something to. The upstairs was all carpet and had weird tile. We ripped up all the floors over time and replaced it. We painted every wall, literally. We've replaced every baseboard. We've replaced all the knobs. We didn't replace the doors, but I did paint them. We updated the bathrooms. We updated the kitchen. It's just been... The keys went. Oh! How about in my pocket? Oh, no. It's just been a labor of love living here. And we have so enjoyed it. It's been such a cozy haven. But I joke with Spencer that, like, well, living here, I love our house. But I think it would be cool to love how I feel when I leave the house too. I love staying in my house because we've updated it and really made it our own. It's got a lot of personality, which is either working very much for or very much against us in the house market. The house market's very slow right now. Average time on market, I think we saw a couple statistics that are putting it like 38 days and 40 days. My parents sold their home in 2018. I think they were sold in 2 weeks. We're going to hit 3 weeks on Monday, so we're okay on that. But yeah, we've had fun living here and have enjoyed it. But it's just time for a new chapter. I just adjusted my hoop and I caught my floss in the hoop, which is very unhelpful to being able to stitch with the floss that is now stuck in the hoop. Alas. But yeah, we'll be getting to the UK in November. We'll definitely let you all know when we're there, and be fun to do in-person sip and stitches. And also, what was I going to say? Oh, Spencer and I were joking. Some people have said, like, oh yeah, like what a great time to wind up in England when it's cold, getting cold and rainy, and I really don't mind that actually, but that'll give us a better chance at getting ahead of buying a portable air conditioner. We've been reading a lot of articles that that air conditioning is on the rise in the UK, which apparently, I mean, I have heard and read that it's not nearly as common there as it is in the US, but that people are wanting to get it, but that the tradition is such that, like, you know, the governing bodies or the, you know, the housing associations are like, it's an eyesore, or like, but the noise, but it's also like really stinking hot. So, or getting to be more so. So hopefully we'll live in a place where we either have that option or it already has it for us. But we were like, hey, well, if we get there in the winter, we can get ahead of buying a cooling unit during the off season when they're more available. So we'll be ready for the summer. Yeah, the portable units, that's what we need. That's what we need. Because that is one thing that we're quite used to, because we live in the desert. You know, it's not Arizona, but it gets hot here. It's been consistently in the 80s and 90s, you know, since April. So we're used to being able to just flip a switch and feel a lot happier, have all the headaches go away. We don't have enough heat through the year to warrant having it built in. That makes sense. That makes sense. But man, I bet it's nice for those couple months when you do want it. I found this little, I've had to make everything more portable. So I have everything in like bags and bins. And I found this, oh, let's see. Oh, it's a chocolate box. Do you guys have those Ferrero Rocher chocolates where you are? They're like round, golden hazelnut. It's like Nutella and hazelnut on the inside, and then chocolate shell, or a wafer, and then chocolate. Anyway, this apparently was a Ferrero Rocher. Ferrero Rocher. Yes. I never know how to say it, so I always make a joke out of it. Very popular here. Well, that's good to know because they're delicious. So it's only right. Yes, yeah, I love those. I know, like, we have them all over. And the packaging, I have utilized packaging from this chocolate company for so many things, because if you've ever seen like the big trays of the Ferrero Rocher, I really don't know how to say it right. If you get the big trays, they're like flat like this and wide, but they have these little like round divots in them for the chocolates to sit in, and they look really pretty, right? But if you take that out, you could cut it to size if you want to, but I use that in my jewelry box. I have this jewelry box that kind of stacks, and I've put them in a couple of the layers of my stackable jewelry box because you can put earrings in, like, it's perfect. They're the perfect size, the little divots in the chocolate things for earrings. And here I am using a smaller one for my stitch stuff. And it's clear, so I can see exactly what I need. It's perfect. Very, very easy. Oh, somebody joined. Oh, hello, everyone. Everyone on Instagram joining. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Megan, how are you? Megan B. Crafts. My mom buys them for Christmas, puts them in our stockings, but without the containers. Yes. Have her keep the containers. They do. We tend to have them more around Christmas, too. Is it a year-round thing in the UK for you UK folks? Or is it more of a Christmas time thing? Okay, how about this as far as Christmas treat debate is concerned? One that I find to be particularly polarizing, and I'm curious where you all land on it, is chocolate oranges or orange sticks. I don't know if everybody's familiar with the gelatinous orange stick. It's just like an orange jelly covered in chocolate. Or we have these chocolate, they look like oranges, and they're sliced like orange slices, but you have to like crack them on a table, and then you can have your orange, chocolate orange. I really don't like them. I don't think chocolate and orange are flavors that work very well together. But I am a big fan of mint and chocolate, and I have heard people say that they don't think mint and chocolate work very well together. So I can understand how we all just might have different tastes. For those of you here in the chat, let me know what you think about orange and chocolate. Are they flavors that belong, or nah? Terry's chocolate orange. Oh, okay, yeah. That's what we have, Terry's chocolate oranges. Popular all year round. I don't know that. Why does that strike me as like classy? It's like year-round orange chocolate. It's like our orange chocolate palette really only gets refined at Christmas time. Okay, what about cherry cordials? Chocolate-covered cherry cordials. Spencer grew up on them. I didn't. I can have like one for like the whole month of December, and then I'm good. It's like tasty, just the once. The cream and the cherry and the chocolate. Yum. That's all. I'm good. One little bite. When I was a kid, I got the solid chocolate orange for Christmas in my stocking. I was so excited and then so let down. Is it because you didn't like it? Like, yay, I finally got one, and then you bite into it and you're like, ow. Because that's how I would feel. And they look so pretty, and you have to crack them, and so it's like really fun. and then it tastes like orange chocolate. It was awful. I agree. It's not my cup of tea. There's something about it, and maybe I just haven't had, maybe it's like, I don't know, the difference between like a crappy cup of coffee or a good cup of coffee. Like there can be a quality thing. So maybe like a gourmet orange chocolate combination would be better, like a fresh orange flavoring instead of artificial. I tend to not like artificial fruit flavorings anyway. Like I'm really not into Skittles and Starbursts and Twizzlers. Like I just don't love artificial fruit flavors. Kind of never have. Listen, if there's no other candy in the room, I'll have a Starburst. I'll have a pink one or a red one. Or I'll have a Skittle or two. Again, pink, red, or I guess there's no pink Skittles. The purple. Purple's what I mean, purple or red. But so I've always thought, hey, maybe I'm just a little biased against artificial fruit flavorings, and maybe maybe it's a me problem, the orange chocolate situation. But yeah, so detailed, so pretty, and the orange and chocolate are not flavors that work well together. I agree. It's a beautiful piece of chocolate, because it looks like orange texture. Like it's a really lovely experience to look at with your eyeballs, not to taste with your mouth. Nope. Not a huge fan of chocolate and fruit, but I love mint and chocolate. Me too. Mint and chocolate I love mint chocolate chip ice cream. Mint chocolate chip ice cream is my favorite. It's probably for the best that we're moving, because we live right around the corner. It's walkable, but we live right around the corner from a Dairy Queen, and so sometimes we'll go there just for a little treat. The mini Blizzard is the perfect size. It's like in a cup like this big, and you just go get a little taste treat. And I always get the mint chip, which is really good. I think they have to mix the mint flavoring into the vanilla ice cream. And if they don't do a good job of it, which I actually prefer, then it's almost like a mint vanilla swirl, which is lovely. And then the chocolate little shavings. Chocolate. I prefer a mint chip over a mint Oreo. Don't get me wrong. I like a mint Oreo, but I prefer mint chip because I like the chunks. I like the crunch. It's delicious. Absolutely delicious. My dream to go to Dairy Queen. Oh my goodness, Gemma, listen. You and your little one need to come here. Well, I guess she's not so little anymore, but you and Macy need to come, and we'll go to Target. We'll go to Macy's. We'll go to Dairy Queen. And then we'll hit all of the great American chains that you've never heard of. Because there's some great, maybe you've heard of it. I don't think the UK has Sonic. We've been hitting Sonic a lot lately because you can get huge drinks, and in the middle, like lately our Saturdays have been just work days of, the chores and the landscaping and the dump runs and the going through crap. And so we're always dressed, like this in the work clothes with the frazzled hair. And around 2 p.m. on Saturday, we are starving and thirsty. And I'll go get a 44-ounce Sprite Zero with fresh lime and sugar-free raspberry. And you can do like bespoke beverages. That's a thing here in Utah generally, though, is like the soda shops. People have all their favorite flavor combinations, but oh my gosh, I love a Sonic. And they've got all the best, I guess technically appetizers. It feels weird to call something on a fast food menu an appetizer, but you can get like a little pretzel twist or all sorts of French fries, tater tots, French fries, all sorts of like smothered fries. They've got mozzarella sticks. They've just got the best little snacks. Yes. Gotta go to Macy's. Gotta see it. I was gonna go and like send you a bag or something like with Macy's on it, but the Macy's near us, I had forgotten they changed. They're a Dillard's now, which is just another, I don't know if you guys have those there, but another department store. The Macy's in New York City is the one you gotta go to though, on 32nd Street, 34th Street. That one's pretty cool. It's huge. It's beautiful. Good old-fashioned department store. I like the notion of a department store, but I think they've become a bit much. I think Walmart and Target are modeled after the old department stores, but just without the class, which is really too bad. I remember in the 90s, JCPenney's was still a thing. Like the department stores were definitely still a thing. And the catalog shopping. My mom used to get Land's End catalogs. No Dillards or Sonics. Yeah, no, we definitely go to Sonic. Oh, and we go to In-N-Out. In-N-Out's good. Used to they started in California, and I think they used to only be California, but they've since expanded quite a lot, and they're very popular here in Utah. There's like a Utah-California pipeline back and forth. Very similar culturally, and lots of interstate travel, as it were. Let's see. Hi, everybody joining the stream. Welcome. I'll show you what I'm hanging out. That's what I was going to say with my mouth words. I'll show you what I'm stitching as we're hanging out. I'm working on this Frank Lloyd Wright stained glass window cross stitch pattern that my mom gave me a few years ago. She finished one up for me. I wish I could show it to you, but I'm not super farther than I thought I would be. But just pulled this out. Thought I'd put in a little more time as we sip and stitch together. Sitting in the RV. Our RV is currently parked outside our house. Oh, I love Frank Lloyd Wright. Yeah, same. Me too. Really, really cool stuff. Hi, Radmina. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, so for those who are new to the stream, I'm sitting in my RV. We're still parked at home, but we should be actually pulling out today, this afternoon, evening, or tomorrow to hit the road forevermore, more or less. Our house is for sale. Our furniture is gone. I've learned a lot in this process. I'm probably going to make some videos about it just to like share. Not that anybody's asked. It wouldn't be like everybody's asking me to share my makeup routine. Like nobody's asking me anything. I'm just me. I'm just Lizzie. I just cross stitch and do fun projects. I'm just a normal person in the world like anybody else. But I have learned some interesting lessons downsizing a house. Been very, very interesting indeed. I mean, we have sold everything because our goal is to move abroad with no storage unit. Now, we do get to cheat because we are going to keep the RV, and we'll put the RV into storage so that when we either come back to the States or when we go fly back and visit family on the East Coast, we can still live in our RV and use it and travel around. And as such, I get to keep some of my favorite blankets and pillows in the RV, and I get to put some of our art up in the RV. So we have a little bit of a cheat with the RV. But for the most part, if it doesn't fit in the RV and if it's not coming with us abroad, we've gotten rid of it. I do have like a handful of boxes of stuff. I went through quite a lot of childhood stuff, but there was just still more to go through. And I burned out, and I just said, you know what? I'm going to do this on the road, or once we've landed in the East with my family and have some weeks where I can just tackle like a box every other day or something like that. My biggest thing that I've learned is if you say that you want to downsize, or if you say that you want to move, or if you say especially that you want to move abroad, literally adopt the mindset of starting now. Do not wait. Do not put it off and think, well, we're not going to be moving for another year or two or another few months, so I'll start going through things when it gets closer to going, because what if I need that thing between now and when we go? I can't get rid of it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Be honest with yourself. When is the last time that you used that thing, whatever it may be? And if it was recently, then obviously keep it. But most things I have found, especially things in closets, haven't touched them for years. I sold my classical trombone. I majored in music. My first year, I majored in trombone performance. I played trombone for like 19 years of my life. Started in 4th grade. It was my whole life in high school, in college. And I posted that I was selling my trombone, and a lot of my old friends from my program messaged me and were like, "Oh, that's so sad. What's like, what's going on? Why are you selling your instrument? Like, what?" And I was like, "Guys, I haven't played it in 12 years. Instruments are meant to be played, not stuck in a closet getting dust." So I sold it to a ninth grader named Alex, who loves playing trombone, and his mom wanted to upgrade his instrument, and my model was on the list of good trombones that his music teacher gave him, and I think he liked that it was a well loved. I got it refurbished, but it's been on many adventures. It's been played in many ensembles. It's a really really good instrument, and that was really really satisfying. Like, it made me happy cry to be able to sell my instrument to like an eager kid just like I was. I think I got mine in ninth or 10th grade, that very instrument, and it's going to be played. It's going to make music again. That's what it's supposed to do. And that feels better than having it stuck in a closet and me being tethered to the notion that I might someday maybe play again. Right? Like, and if I'm being honest with myself, I haven't played. I've kept my other trombone. I had two. I have one that I use primarily for jazz and one that I use primarily for classical. And I'm keeping my jazz one, so I played it more anyway, and it's smaller and lighter, easier to travel with. But yeah, I'm seeing Megan's comments. My flute is in the bin in my basement. I've had it for over 30 years. Yes. Oh my goodness, I just realized I'm missing YouTube comments. Hi, Denise. Hi, Diane. Orange sherbet with chocolate syrup. Back to the orange and chocolate conversation. Okay, this I will try. I have not tried orange ice cream, because the orange like creamsicle is good. So with a chocolate syrup, that's very interesting. Okay. But yeah, back to the instrument combo. I'm seeing Megan has had her flute for 30 years, haven't played it in 15, right? And you want to keep it, because what if you do play it again? Then you could, and maybe you will. That's legit. Maybe you will. But especially with moving and downsizing, I just thought, like, maybe I will, but I won't. And I know that because I haven't. When I have played, because I have played trombone in the last 12 years, it's not ever been my big classical one, because I just haven't needed that horsepower, So that's felt good. That's been a good lesson to learn, is just letting things, as opposed to keeping things for like the idea of who I could be, because that's what it is. Like, I love the version of myself that still plays that classical trombone. I love the version of myself that gets back into it and like does something. Oh, my mom's here, sending a heart. Hi, Mama. I love that version of myself. That's a really cool option for Lizzie Bean, to pull out that beautiful instrument that my mom helped me pick out way back when. But it felt really, really cool to help another mom pick out a good instrument for her kid. And to know that, like, the school year has started. He's probably playing that trombone every day or every other day, in concert band. And it's not just dusty in my closet. And we exchanged numbers, and I told her, if you guys ever need to sell it again, let me know. Maybe I'll be in a place to take it back. But like, I don't know. And that's happened with a lot of stuff. It's felt really cool to sell stuff, because sometimes you do need to sell a thing, right? Because it's valuable and it's worth selling and trying to make the money from it. But some stuff we've just given away. A lot of stuff we've given away a lot, because it feels better than trying to, like, I don't know, squeeze out every dollar. Like, if somebody can use something and it's going to go to a good home and it's going to bring happiness and it's going to be well loved, like the cleaners that are in my house right now are going to take some of my plants that I haven't been able to find homes for. She's like, "Oh, I love plants." I was like, "Great, please have them. I love these plants, and if you love plants, they'll be great in your house." And it just feels like that's how a community should operate, because I gave a bunch of free stuff to my brother-in-law, who's very, very handy, and he's so smart. He's like got this engineering brain. And we were making some updates to the RV, and he totally came and like helped us out. Like, one of our light fixtures broke, and he had like one of those soldering guns, or soldering, it's not a gun, it's like a torch. And he like soldered it back together, and it's totally secure now. And then he 3D printed us we took out like the old radio and CD thing in the dashboard, and so it had these big holes in the dashboard, and he 3D printed us these like pockets so we could put our phone in there, put snacks in there or something. And he did that for us because we gave him a bunch of tech stuff that we're not using anymore, and it was, I don't know, it just feels good. Trading with people feels good. It's been nice exchange of energy. So yeah, it's been wild to just, and really pare down the stuff. Like, you know what I did is I took pictures of the most important pages of my elementary school yearbooks. So I have them stored in the cloud if I ever want to like point at my little kindergarten face, say, hey, that's me. And then I toss those because I don't need my kindergarten yearbook anymore. I don't look at it. I don't have kids, so they're not looking at it. And I love my sister. I love my family. I don't ever look at any of my family members' yearbooks. And I think I would appreciate seeing a picture as much as the physical book itself. So got rid of some of that kind of stuff. I still have a few more boxes of that kind of stuff to go through, but we'll be going through some stuff on the road. I told Spencer while we're driving, I'll just have like a box in my lap that I can be sorting through. But yeah, it's been a cool exercise to really assess, like, who am I now? What do I use now? What do I do now? And, you know, I used to do like photography, portrait photography, headshots and weddings, portraits and all that kind of stuff. And I don't really anymore. And phone cameras have gotten so good that anything I'm posting on social media for Stitch People is fine to just take with my phone. So I sold my cameras and all my camera equipment, and that was like, it was weird because I've had it for years. And I always have my camera stuff. Always have my camera stuff with me, but I don't anymore because I don't use it. I can't remember the last time I pulled out like my big cameras. And I sold it to a woman who is starting a photography business. She's gotten really into photography, and she started doing event photography, especially like smaller events, corporate events, stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, it'll just be cool to have all these lenses and whatever. Like, it was a whole kit: flash, lenses, batteries, 2 camera bodies. And now her dreams can start coming true instead of mine having lived their life and collecting dust. So anyway, I could wax poetic about it forever. Hi, Patsy. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Tell me what you all are working on, if you have a moment to let me know in the chat. I can't get over my fluffy hair. I keep trying to smooth it. It's a lost cause, you guys. Just not going to happen today. We'll be a little bit fluffy. Okay, I need to do a little bit of looking at this project and see how far over this is going to be. Okay, gotta read my chart. Let's see. These are intense, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 1, 2, 6, 8. 78. Okay, now I gotta quick count and see how many I got. 5, 6. Oh, this bodes well. It looks like my top row might be complete. 40. 50. 60. Is it going to be all 78? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is! I completed the top row, so I can measure my bottom row by the top row because they're even. Yay, past Lizzie. Thank you for doing me that favor. See, I didn't know if I had done the full top row and I could just go straight down the side, or if I did all but one and then needed to finish that top one to go down the side. You know what I mean? Oh, the woes of cross stitching. You never quite know. I'm just running my needle down the fabric to see how close I am here. Wow, so close. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches away. Bam. Only 5 more stitches and I can start my long journey up the side. Just making my frame. The tree in my house picture, your project is so pretty. Oh, thanks. You've been working on that house for a while. That's the big one, right? That you're making for yourself, Diane? And tell us what you're doing for the tree. Are you cross-stitching it or are you embroidering it? And if so, how? Seed stitch, granitos stitch, lazy daisy leaves, over twist. I do love an over twist tree. I am particular to that. I'm trying to think up if we should do another Christmas project this year. I know I've been a little bit quiet and sparse on releases and projects. Just needed a little step back time. But I don't know. I feel like I've had some good ideas for Stitch People, and sometimes you just gotta let the well fill up again, you know what I mean? So we've taken a minute, let the well percolate. I feel like I have a little more juice left. So I don't know, I've been thinking of 12 Days of Christmas. I've been thinking of maybe, I don't know, I've long had an idea to do like a little Valentine's Day gazebo, so maybe we do something in January to get ahead of February. That could be kind of cute. Gazebo. Remember that? Was that like an old YouTube video? Maklaks. It was like they said all these silly words. Gazebo. I don't even remember what it was from, but the word gazebo and mukluk ring in my head. I think muklaks are fruits. I'm embroidering it. It's up front. It's a lazy daisy stitch. Love that. That'll look really, really cool. I love like groups of little lazy daisy leaves because it looks, you know, busy and magical, and it's nice. Little differentiated leaves instead of leaf blob. Okay. I do believe I need to swap my floss because I'm getting low. I can't help but play chicken with my floss, though. I always do. I always like take it right down to the bitter end. Okay. I think that's it, though. No more length. Gotta wrap it up. Sometimes you just gotta swap that floss. There's like a whole life lesson in there. Sometimes you just gotta call it. Gotta swap that floss. Can't fight it. Aha. The fact that I knew to look on the floor for my floss, like I just knew it had fallen. Okay. Know thyself, I guess. My trees further back are seed stitches or will be French knots. Ooh, that'll be fun. Okay, my most ridiculous ambition. Here's the thing. We have this clock. We've had it since we got married 15 years ago. It's a big clock. And the like the numbers, it's like a big clock, and then it has numbers, but the way that they're on there, they're like printed. The circle in the clock with the numbers on it is just like a big printed circle piece of paper kind of thing. And I mean, we got this clock at Target. But the clock is the paper that has the numbers on it is kind of peeling because it's so old and it's been in and out of storage over the years. And I have this grand idea to cross stitch the backdrop of this clock. And I'm still thinking about it. It's a ridiculous thing to bring on the road, but that would be really cool, is to pop out the back of this clock, unfasten it all, and to get myself a big old hoop and make a cross stitch clock. I was thinking, the reason I'm thinking of this, Diane, is because I was thinking I would French knot all the numbers, that I would just have, I'd outline where the numbers need to go, but then fill them in via French knots. And it would take ages, but it would look really cute. So, I don't know. Kind of want to do it. Maybe I should do it. Bring a giant clock with me. Probably not to the UK, or I'd ship it over, but just 800 years worth of French knots. And I could do all sorts of fun colors. I don't know. Or I could make it a Stitch People clock. But the only reason I bring that up is because I feel like I should make it a Stitch People clock. Like, well, if I'm going to stitch, I should make it Stitch People. But then I'm like, what? Do I just do like random people all over my clock? So I'll probably just embroider it and make it like an art project. But I love that, Diane. Sing it far and wide. I used to hate French knots, she says, but now I love them. Once you find your groove, it's not so bad. It's not uncommon to hate a French knot, especially multiple French knots. But once you find your groove, it can be pretty fun, especially if you have a stand and you can do them two-hand. That's when it gets easy. Welcome, Amanda, and Renee joined. With a lot of new friends. Thanks for hanging out. We're just doing a sip and stitch where we bring a project, bring a beverage. Welcome, Rachel. We're just crafting, working on Frank Lloyd Wright. I've got this much done. Little by little, we'll get there. This is one of those projects that I work on for about this long, like an hour or two here or there, every other year at this rate. My beautiful mama made one for me, a different Frank Lloyd Wright window, and I have it framed. We'll probably take that with us. We've got some art that we really like. And I think because we don't need like art pieces right away when we move abroad, so we'll be able to ship those and be without them for a few months, and then they'll arrive when they arrive, and it'll be a nice surprise to put our beloved art on the wall. Oh, cute, Chris! You can have a stitch person in the middle of the clock with movable arms that are the hands of the clock. That's really cute. Maybe I'll make a little mini one of, in like one of those. I have some, couldn't remember if it was in this bin or another bin, but if you make a little clock, I'm totally going to do that. Because you can buy clock workings for not very much money. Let's see. Diane says, I'm teaching my youngest. Oh, yeah. Teaching my youngest old school. She needs to learn the balance of handling fabric and appreciate the skill of the stitch. Yes. Yeah, there are some skills that are just useful to have because it does inform things. I was teaching, essentially, she's my goddaughter. That's what they call us. They call me and Spencer their godparents, so we call them our godchildren, even though it's not official. But I have this. I was teaching her embroidery, and this was our little canvas of all the stuff that we learned. And she's taken off. I actually gave her. She's one of the ones that I gave a lot of my stuff to, because it is so much better off with her than trying to figure out what to do or sell it or whatever. I gave her my sewing machine. I gave her a bunch of crafting stuff, fabric and buttons, and she's gone crazy. She's like altering her clothes and embellishing her clothes with embroidery, and she said her friends are all very impressed with her. She's 15. She's a sophomore, I think. Her friends are all very impressed with her embroidery skills. And then when I said to her, I was like, well, you can bring a friend if you want with you. Like I can teach you and your friends together. And she was like, I like being the only one that knows how to do it. I was like, you know what? I respect that. It's your special thing. Enjoy. So she's going to do all the projects for her friends instead of learning with them. Which is A-okay. Working on a sampler with my oldest. That's fun. The samplers are just such a great way to learn those skills. There's a reason, there's a reason they exist. And then they look cute when they're done. You can hang them up too. You can just learn a little bit everything. Hello, Susie. Susie Spence. Shelly D. Hi. And Gisela and Elizabeth. Welcome, everyone. If you're crafting, if you're stitching, I hope you are. I hope you take some time today to, ironically, turn this off and put your phone down and work with your hands today. Go on a walk. Enjoy real life away from digital life. Rest your eyeballs, rest your mind, rest your heart. It's funny, with all the house projects that I've been doing, I often forget to put my headphones in. I'll just be with my own thoughts as I'm painting a wall or fixing holes or whatever else. And man, that's also been pretty interesting to just see what happens in my brain when I'm not constantly filling it with audiobooks or podcasts or music or social media. We've just become so used to noise. But my own brain is pretty cool sometimes. I bet yours is too. So, highly recommend a music, audio, radio free drive. You have to run an errand or walk. Just listening to the neighborhood. You too, Susie. Have a good day. What'd you decide to do with your wallpaper? Oh, that's a great question. I've decided to leave what's on the walls, but I did find the remainder of my rolls. So I have some pieces that I can play with that I'll take with me just for nostalgia. I do still really like that wallpaper. I was thinking maybe I make like a bulletin board, like a little cork board, but cover it with the wallpaper, and then that can be the backdrop for, pinning stuff on. Could be kind of fun. Is there anybody else working on any projects? Diane said she's working on her house portrait, which is very exciting because I know that you're making it for you, which is cool. I found my very first house portrait, and I'm going to make a little video because this is the home that we're moving from today, this afternoon. So I don't know, make a little video. Still looks like that with the exception of we redid the roof in 2017 and now it's black, but what you gonna do? So yeah, kind of fun to come across that. I made this probably in 2013, 2012. And I put our first home because even back then it was like, oh, we'll live here for college, we'll finish school. And we bought it when I was a junior in college and maybe stay here for another year or two and then go. And we did a semester in New York City and Spencer accepted a job there and we were going to go there. And then he got a slightly better offer here in Utah and we stayed. It's just very easy to stay. Let's see, when we moved, My girls were sad to leave their nursery wall design. I bought huge frames for them. I was able to save my oldest daughter from. Oh, that's cute. That's a very cute idea. I love that. I remember being sad. My mom put up. I loved cows growing up, like cows, moo cows, and there was cow wallpaper in my bedroom growing up, and I remember being sad to leave that. But I put up puppy wallpaper in my room that we moved into, so that was an upgrade. I haven't thought about that puppy wallpaper in a long time. For my youngest, I framed them both. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I really like the houses. It's satisfying. It's fun because there's so many, not that there's not details with people too, but I like figuring out the challenge of house details, because you've got like the railings and the fascia and the gutters and the chimneys. Like, you can decide how you want to tackle all those little elements together, which is really, really fun. For those who are watching, I know we've had quite an in and outflow of people. I'm wondering how mad everyone would be if we only did an hour today instead of an hour and a half, just to give me and Spencer a little more time this Saturday to get on the packing and moving train. If it will ruin your day, that's okay, and I can stick around. If you're like, no, I really need this extra half an hour, and I need you to be a part of it, I'll be like, okay. But if there's no strong objections, we might wrap up here at the top of the hour instead of at 11:30. Welcome, welcome. We've got some new friends on the Instagram Hangout. Chris says, no problem. Okay, good. Thank you, Chris. Thanks, Diane. Diane, I do think we'll be in your neck of the woods. We need to be in, you know what? Let me finish this stitch and I will pull up my calendar and make more concrete statements. Let's see. Okay. So Spencer is flying to California. He has to be to work on Sunday the 7th. So we need to be in St. Louis. He's flying from St. Louis. We had done some math, some planning, figured we would be that far by then. So we're going to be south. We're heading to Arizona first, and then we'll be going to Albuquerque, Amarillo, Oklahoma City, I think Joplin, and then St. Louis. And then I'll have like 5 days in St. Louis, and that's when I'll figure out the rest of our journey. But after that, we will head probably to Cincinnati and then eastward. And we were thinking of swinging through Maryland. So we'll let you know for sure. We can't hit everybody and everything, but I think Carla is in St. Louis. So I think I'll be able to see Carla and any other St. Louis-based stitch people. I just know Carla's always on our Sip and Stitches. And then we'll hit, I'm not sure what's going to happen between Cincinnati and Maryland, but something will happen. And then we need to get to Connecticut and Rhode Island, and then we'll be up through Massachusetts and get to Maine. So we'll be in touch with dates. Because Spencer's going to be working while we're on the road too. So our plan is to get up relatively early and beat the heat of the day and drive, from like 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and set up camp. And then Spencer can work from the RV for almost a full day. And I can take our truck or Uber even, depending, and like head to a cafe or a restaurant or something, and hang out for an hour or two and let Stitch People community know where we're at and where I'm going to be. We can just like stitch and hang out, which would be really, really fun. So hopefully we can collect some friends along the journey and get some good pictures and share projects and share laughs and stitch together. That'd be really, really fun. I'm hoping that can work out. And if not, then oh well. I'll get to visit some very cool cafes by myself, whether anybody comes or not. Yeah, I was thinking it'd be fun to have like a little traveling stitch project that we can all work on together and, I don't know, put on display somewhere. I was thinking it'd be cool to do some like, I'm always inspired by those social media accounts that like get out and talk to strangers. I was thinking I would, if I have the energy for it, like set up a little stitch table somewhere along the way as we go, and maybe find like a park or something and just put up a sign like, come learn to cross stitch for a few minutes and chat with me. And just, you know, because stitch people. Get it? People stitching, stitch people. So I don't know about you, but I have a feeling that your average Joes in the country and around the world are actually pretty cool. I think we're all pretty cool, pretty normal, pretty cool people who want similar things, is just my guess. And it'd be cool to find those people and chat with them and cross stitch with them, and I don't know, who knows, maybe help some people feel some more connection in the world, because that's what stitching is all about. Embroider a map of your journey. I like that idea, Chris. It's a really great idea. I've thought of somehow trying to do that, to mark the journey, and I can't decide if I should do like literal map, like maybe I outline the US and I'm, you know, map the destinations along the way, or if I just make a little hoop for every place that I stop, and, you know, whether stitch people come and hang out or whether I talk to strangers on the road, whatever it may be, you know, I can contribute to like, this is the little St. Louis hoop, or this is the little Phoenix, Arizona hoop, or whatever. But yeah, no, it would be a fun way to, or a fun thing to mark the journey somehow, you know, and I don't know, have a memento. All right, well, we're getting to the top of the hour and I'm getting to the end of my floss. And thank you to everybody who's joined, who's hanging out, who's popped in for our little Sip and Stitch hangout. We do these the last Saturday of every month, where we get together, and hopefully you're working on a crafty project, as I am doing here, and just making progress together and having an excuse to sit down and take a beat on a Saturday morning and enjoy. So hopefully we'll see you next month. Next month I'll probably be in Maine, which is very exciting. Oh, the little hoops with the state flower and things. That's a great idea. Great idea. So yeah, we'll hopefully see you next month, last Saturday of September. And we'll definitely keep you all in the loop, for those who are in the US, as to where we are and when, so that we can maybe get together if we can. And that would be very, very cool. I'd love to meet you all. If you have, you know, if you happen to be nearby where we're going to be and have some time to stop by somewhere and come stitch together and come hang out, that's what living is all about. So I made some good progress. I did like this whole full corner, guys. Feeling pretty good about it. So we'll probably keep picking this one up next month. And yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for working together. Good luck on your house portrait, Diane, and whatever anybody else may be working on. Denise, Chris, anybody else on Instagram, Gemma, Megan. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for being willing to let me end a little early today. We'll be posting pictures of our journey along the way, and cannot wait to see you all on our informal little Stitch People tour coming up. So anyhow, we'll see you next month, last Saturday of September. And until then, happy stitching. Thanks again, everybody. Bye for now.